Today's lesson is going to be on factoring, some of which we have done already, but some of it we have not. So we're going to start with the greatest common monomial. So if we look at 6x cubed plus 15x squared plus 6x, there is a common factor of an x as well as a 3. So we can pull out a 3 and an x. So we're going to say 3x, and then we're going to pull that out. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then we have 2x squared, plus 15 divided by 3 is 5, so that's a 5x because we have 2 x's here, and we're going to subtract our 1 to make it 1x, plus our 2, because 6x divided by 3x is 2. So that is how to do that. Then you can do this one on your own. The next type is differences of squares. So we have our value in the front and the value in the back. If both of these are squared values and there's a subtraction sign, we can do the difference of squares. So we have the a minus b times a plus b, which we had done yesterday. So that becomes a squared minus b squared. So we can do the backwards part, which is called factoring. So we can say our a value is 4x and our b value is 3. So we can say this is 4x minus 3, and then this is 4x plus 3. So we're going to go backwards from what we had. Now you can do this one. Factor by grouping, there are 4 terms. None of the 4 terms will match anything else, so we're going to do this in groups. So we're going to have one group here and then one group here. And we're going to factor this out, and we're going to factor this out, and we're going to hope that one of them are the same. We're going to pull it together. So both of these terms have an x value, or x squared value, so we're going to pull out an x squared. X cubed divided by x squared is x, plus 3, because 3x squared divided by x squared is 3. Plus, now we're going to factor this out right here, which is 3x plus 9. So we're going to divide a 3 out from both of them. So that becomes x plus 3. We see that there's an x plus 3 on both of them. So we're going to kind of like mesh them together. So the coefficients go in one set of parentheses, and in the other parenthesis is the x plus 3. And then there's one for you to do on your own. The ones that are your own, like you need to have done before class starts. And I will check those to make sure that you had done those. Okay, a equals 1, so our value up here in the front is 1. So we need to find 2 numbers that multiply to get to 6 that adds to negative 5. So 1 times 6, or negative 1 and 6, 1 and negative 6, we have 2 and negative 3, and we have negative 2 and 3. So those are our factors. When we add them together, this makes 5, this makes negative 5, so this one is our answer, and we can stop. So we have x plus 1, and then x minus 6. We've done factoring quite a bit, so I just want to make sure we went over that again. Then here we have our value in the front is not equal to 1, so our value is 7. So I'm going to multiply this out. So this becomes x squared minus 25x plus 84. So if you don't remember how your factors of 84, because it is pretty high, so what you can do in your calculator is we can do whatever that value is, because it's 84. You can take 84 and you can hit divide by x, and that'll give you your factors of 84. So if we go to second table or second graph to get our table of values, here's our values. So we want to scroll down to where does it add to negative 25. Well, here all these values are positive if we added these together. So 2 plus 42, that's a positive 44. So all of this side on the positive side will add up to be positive numbers. So we need to go over here to the negative. All right, negative 1 and negative 84, that's going to add to be negative 85. So if I go up here to negative 3 and negative 28, that's going to be negative 31, so that's not going to work. So then right here we have negative 4 and negative 21. That makes negative 25, which is our middle term, which is what we need. So we can say we have x minus 4, and then we have x minus 21. So those are our two values. Since we multiplied by the 7, we have to divide by the 7. We need to get that back out there. So this does not divide. 4 does not go into 7. So we're going to pull this 7 in the front. So that becomes 7x minus 4 in one parenthesis. And in the other parenthesis, this is x. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So it becomes x minus 3. So this is how we factor this. Now that we have factored this, let's go back up to our original problem up here. This, the 2x squared plus 5x plus 2, actually will be factored out again. So this is 3x times, we'll pull this off to the side. So this becomes x squared plus 5x plus 4. And then we have two values, x plus 1 and then x plus 4. 4 times 1 is 4 to get our outside number, and 4 plus 1 is 5, which gives us our middle number. And we're going to have to divide that out by 2, because that's what we started with. So then this becomes 2x plus 1, and then this becomes x plus 2. So now this problem is completely factored with our a equals not 1 value. All right, we can go ahead and go on to the back, which is all completely new. Because all on that front page we have done before. So now we have things called sum and difference of cubes. So these formulas we've had actually on the wall in yellow above the board. So this formula is a plus b. Since it starts with a plus sign, this is going to be plus. And then we're going to do a squared minus a times b, plus b squared. Okay, so it'll rotate positive, negative, and then the last term will always be positive. So this becomes a minus b because we started with a negative, and then this one becomes a plus ab, and then we always have the positive b squared out here in the end. We have 8x cubed plus 125. So it might be helpful for you to make your cubes off to the side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 125, and then 216. So we're going to use this later. So right here we have our 8x cubed. So we're going to go over here. All right, 8 is 2. So this becomes 2x, and we're cubing that. Plus, our 5 is what is cubed. So this is 5 cubed. So we can say our a value equals 2x. Our b value equals 5. Using our formula up here, since we have the positive, we're going to use this one right here. So we're going to say, all right, a plus b. So our a value is 2x. Our b value is 5. So we're going to do a plus b in the first set of parentheses. Our next set of parentheses, we're going to do the square value. So this becomes 4x squared because 2 times 2 is 4, and then we have the x squared. Minus the a times the b, so 2 times 5 is 10x. And then we have plus b squared. So our b is 5, so this makes this 25. This value right here will never be factored. You can never factor this second half. The front may or may not. This right here, 2x plus 5, cannot be factored, so then this is our final equation. All right, so we're going to get a little more complicating here. Here, the 2x to the 4th plus 7x cubed plus 5x squared. We need to be able to factor that out. So all of those values have an x squared. So we're pulling out an x squared out here. So this becomes 2x squared plus 7x plus 5. So we're dividing all of those out. And then like we did previously, we're going to multiply this out. We're going to see, all right, x squared plus 7x plus 10. We have two factors, x plus 2, x plus 5. So then that'll work. And once I multiply by 2, I have to do the back. So this becomes x squared, x plus 1, and then 2x plus 5. So this is similar to one of that first problems with the grouping where we had to factor it again after the first time. So this is the same way. You can do this one on your own. So on own. And then we'll do this down here. So we have the 4x to the 4th and plus 28x minus 32. That's the bell, so I will finish this later. And to finish these last two problems, so we're going to take out a 4, so this becomes x to the 4th plus 7x squared minus 8. And then what two numbers multiply to get to negative 8? That adds to positive 7. So this becomes x squared and then x squared. And then we have a plus 8 here and a minus 1 here. So that'll be what we'll factor out. So we're going to take this, the x squared plus 8 does not factor into anything else. This is the difference of squares, so this is x minus 1, x plus 1. It doesn't matter the order that you put them in as long as you have them all. This last one, we can factor out an x. So it's x to the 6 minus 64. Then we have the difference of squares. So our a value is x cubed, or I'm sorry, x squared. And then our b value is 4. So this ends up being x squared minus 4. And then we multiply this twice. So this is x to the 4th plus 4x squared plus 16. This right here factors again. It's a difference of squares. So this is x, x minus 2, x plus 2. And then this will never factor out lower than this. And there you go. That is your final factorization of this.